Hello everyone and welcome back to Ultimate Fox Simulator, and we are here with Jedrek, who is currently at level 7 and who is about to head out and start attempting to raise his skills. Now, last time he showed up at this den, which is where Eclipse is currently staying, and when she returned, she kind of was just like, yeah, no, you can't stay here. She was pretty nice to him. He is her brother and all, but she also made it quite clear that he needed to move. So he's going to probably be heading off to the other den, that tree den that we've been at a few times this episode, because Eclipse has made it pretty clear that this is her territory and they're no longer going to be sticking with the... Oh my goodness, these frogs are just licking me very aggressively. Oh my goodness. But she made it quite clear that even though she's being fairly tolerant of him for the moment, she is not going to continue to tolerate his presence in the same way that they were able to be pretty close when they were in the same skulk with their parents. Now that they're on their own, they do have to put a little bit of distance between them and go and live their separate lives, and that's what Jedrek is discovering, even though he's a little bit unused to that idea still. Who is that? Who is that over there? There's another fox, and I'm not entirely sure who it is. I don't think he's quite ready to take a mate just yet, but let's see who this is, and we'll just find out perhaps. Who's here? Oh, this other fox is coming at him. Oh my goodness, okay. Oh, that is a level 9. I don't know if we can do this. Oh, it does say snarl the pond. Okay, we're gonna try. Alright, we gotta snarl again. Okay, there we go. We can do it again, we can do it again. And, no, roar to bond. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. That was almost a little bit disastrous, but we now have another fox in the family. Are the genders set properly? This is kind of interesting. I'm going to make sure Jedrek is properly set to male. So we have... we have another male fox in the family, I think. I'm going to assume I'm going to switch to Comet real fast and just see... Oh, we're up to level 8 now, actually. I think there's actually not a good way of seeing, but the indicator there does show as blue. So what I'm guessing happened here is that Jedrek ran across another fox in a similar situation. I have no idea if this really happens in the wild. I'm gonna have to check that out and find out now if you'll ever have unrelated foxes that travel together for a time, even if they're not eligible for being mates. But let's see here. But what the situation looks like is possibly some sort of kind of mutual need. You have two foxes who are both very young and very inexperienced, and they're both out on their own right now, and sometimes having strength in numbers can be a good thing, and that's kind of what I feel is happening here. Now I'm going to be looking up to see if foxes will ever end up spending any amount of time with an unrelated fox that they're not intending to take as a mate. Let's go ahead and get this too, because we don't know what it is. Is it going to be... Oh! And the water has completely disappeared, but we found a fact, so that's pretty cool. There's also an alligator and bears. Let's, oh my gosh, what are you even doing, Jedrek? I don't know what he's doing. There we go, we're back, everything's looking properly now. But I think that's what we're seeing with young Comet here. These two are just in a similar situation, and for the time being, it might be beneficial to both of them if they're going to go ahead and hang out for a time and to work together for a little while, just in the interest of survival. So I think we'll leave Comet in the family for now. He's not Jedrek's mate. Jedrek isn't ready to take a mate. He's still pretty young, and there's also the fact that well, in the interest of animals, the goal of taking a mate is eventually to be able to pass on one's genes. And that's not going to happen here. So, Comet is not going to be Jedrek's mate. I'm just going to say that now. But for the time being, they could potentially become very good friends, and it's definitely going to work, I hope, to their interests, to their best interests, for both of them to work together for a little while. Oh great, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. I think we'll be able to handle it because, oh, okay, because they're moose, and for some reason, I'm not sure quite why, but the moose in this aren't all that strong, and so I don't think we'll have any issues, although this is a level 10 moose. Alright, this is not so good. Okay, we should check and see what our growl and snarl are set to, by the way, as well, because they do important things here, and if we can come over here, then we'll see what we can set them to. So let's see, I think that's right here. Nope, but we can get quick recover, which I do like to have that as soon as possible. We have buff upgrades. Okay, so I'm going to start upping the effect. And we'll go ahead and set Snarl to Mark of the Wolf, because that's the only one we have. And we'll get Mark of the Cheetah when we can. So let's head out again. We're basically just going to be focusing on continuing to level up here. And we're going to see what we might find. So let's see here. And I don't know, we'll have to see what we do about Comet's story, because is he going to stay in the family, or how is this exactly going to work? I don't even really quite know how to consider this, or how to consider, like, I imagine he'll go off on his own at some point, either that, or he would kind of just become an addition to the Skulk, and possibly have his own mate at some point, or just kind of stick around for a while. But I'm not sure how that'll work in terms of the game mechanics. And so possibly he could have his own story at some point, but we'll have to see. It greatly depends. Maybe like a little mini-series or something. Would you guys be interested in that? We'll have to see. But I think what I've noticed is that the game doesn't tend to let you take another fox into the family. Oh. Are you guys really attacking us? Yeah, they're really attacking us. Okay. Well, nice little snacks at least. Oh, Comet actually took damage. Oh, he's still taking damage. Okay, well, we'll let him fight, because I think that'll let... Well, now Jedrek's taking damage. That's not any good. Oh, no, Jedrek hasn't. He's alright. So Comet took a little bit of damage. We'll have to find a way of healing him up. That's an eagle. I think Jedrek would want to get the heck out of there, because eagles... Eagles are something he's definitely had some very scary experiences with, and I don't think he wants anything to do with them. And do we level up to level 9? Is it? Yes, level 9, and so we're definitely getting up there in level. But yeah, we'll have to see what Comet's story, how that might play into things. Okay, we'll just go ahead and eat from here and leave the bunny be. But we'll have to see how that might play into things, if he would get his own story, or if he'd kind of just hang around for a little bit and then eventually head off on his own. But for now, I think these two are definitely going to benefit from working together for a little while, potentially until it would come to taking a mate, because the thing is, you do have two young male foxes here, and that does naturally mean that even though for the time being that they're benefiting from working together, there could be competition when it comes to trying to find a mate, and so maybe that would end up playing into things right here at some point. Oh, those are wolves. But when it comes time, that could end up being a factor. What do you guys think about that? Should we have to figure out for any potential fox that might join this little group here? Should we have to figure out if it's going to be a fox that could potentially be Jedrek's mate, or if possibly she might want to run off with Comet? What do you guys think about that idea? What do you guys think about the possibility of having some sort of competition? Do you think that sounds likely? You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments, because I think that could be a little bit interesting. This is definitely not your typical situation as far as I know. At least I know this kind of thing is really rare in wolves, and from what I can imagine, it sounds like they probably could have some behavioral similarities. I don't know why it's lagging all of a sudden either, but sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, it sounds like they could have a little bit of behavioral similarity from everything that I've understood so far in the whole concept of dispersing and such. That there are quite a few similarities there. Okay, oh my goodness, okay, it's lagging a little bit. Are we able to catch up to these chickens? I think we are gaining on them slowly. Yeah, I think we'll be okay, and then there's something up there. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Okay, can we get it? Can we get it? No, it turned, okay. We're not going to get the chicken, but we can definitely try and see what this might be. Although there is a boar here. We're going to have to try and take down this boar, although I don't think that'll be too big of an issue because, yeah, pretty weak boar. So just a little bit of extra experience, and definitely not going to complain about that. And then some meat here that we can eat as well. But from what I understand, foxes have a similar dispersal situation to wolves, whereas they'll live in a family group for the beginning of their lives, but eventually set out on their own and form their own family group, which is known as a skulk in foxes. And let's actually find out where we're going, by the way. We're heading this way. And we'll head for the den that's over here and kind of set up camp over that way. And so that's what I understand, but I know in wolves it's extremely uncommon for an unrelated wolf to, a group of unrelated dispersals is extremely uncommon from what I know about wolves. That's not to say it's never happened, but it's not the typical experience. Sometimes you'll have siblings that will disperse together or whatnot, and we saw that in our Wolf Quest series with Nova and Andromeda. But it's generally not the typical experience for a bunch of unrelated dispersals to travel together. So I imagine it would be similar in a situation here with Jedrek and Comet. I can't imagine this is the typical experience. A lot of foxes are pretty territorial, or well, they'd have to be, because it's going to be a matter of competition. But, you know, it's not, with something like this, just because it doesn't happen often doesn't mean it can never happen, and it might not be the typical experience, but I imagine if the circumstances were right, that something like this could happen. Now, again, it's one of those things that I'm actually going to have to look into more, because I've never heard of a situation like this happening. And sometimes it can be hard to find information on this, but with these series as well, sometimes we do stretch the bounds of reality just a little bit, for the sake of a story. Now, I could see something like this being possible, but it would certainly be very infrequent if it ever did happen, unless I end up finding out differently in my research, which I'll definitely let you guys know after I check that out a little bit more. But for now, we're just going to let these two work together, because at this point, honestly, neither of them are ready to take a mate. They're both pretty young, they're both very inexperienced, and because of that, having just another someone there to be able to help with hunting, or to be able to help protect or whatnot, could be a very, very good thing. Let's see if we can chase down this deer. Not like foxes would probably typically chase down deer. It would have to be either a very small deer or a very weak deer or something like that, because judging by the size difference here, I don't think foxes would probably go after deer that much. Not that I know of at the very least. I think foxes tend to be more scavengers than outright hunters, or they'll hunt small prey like rabbits. Oh, that was not what I meant to do, but okay. We established dominance. That might be a good thing to do, honestly. And here, okay, so dexterity is supposed to boost speed, and we boosted something else last time that it said boosted speed, but a lot of you guys are saying that's a visual glitch, and it is dexterity that's supposed to boost speed. So we're gonna just stick with this. Sometimes this game does have some visual glitches, and that's alright. It's kind of to be expected with any game. There's going to be some bugs and glitches. And up here is going to be the den. But yeah, for the time being, when you have such young foxes here who aren't really thinking about taking a mate just yet, that's not really even a thought in their minds at this point, I could see something like this happening. Ooh, that's a bear. Where they could work together to mutual benefit and survival until that starts to become more of a concern, and then that's when you probably see something like this becoming more of an issue. You know what? We know we can get up on the den island over here, so we'll just try and do that, or maybe hop up here. Maybe. Nope, it's not going to let us hop out of the water there, so we'll just swim out there. Jedrek knows how to get over there. But yeah, so it's, at this point, Jedrek has also always been a fairly friendly, fairly happy-go-lucky, and not all that territorial fox, as opposed to a lot of the foxes in his family are naturally more aggressive. Jedrek definitely takes more after his father, who's a little bit more laid back. And because of that, I can imagine if you have some foxes that have similar personalities where they're just naturally not quite as aggressive. Instinct is still going to tell them to defend their territory, but they might be more feasibly open to something like this, where it's kind of I guess I would call it an alliance of mutual benefit. Because really, survival is about doing what it's going to take to help you survive. And I mean, if a good thing for helping you survive would be to work with another fox, even if it's an unrelated fox, then I imagine that'd be something that could very feasibly happen. I just don't know that it would be the common experience by any stretch of the imagination. So we've claimed this den now, and let's see. All right, we can leap to this one, and we can leap to this one. I don't really like the parkour bits in this because I'm not very good at them, but it's kind of an interesting thing about this den. But yeah, so how I think we're going to handle having Comet here, if I can find where he actually is. Yeah, I don't even know where he went. He seems pretty independent, honestly. But I think how I'll handle having Comet here for the time being is I don't think we're really going to work with him because he's not a permanent member of the family, and he won't be sticking around. Eventually, once Jedrek finds a mate, he probably is going to go off on his own. I don't even know if there's a way to allow the game to have two unrelated foxes, because normally then the slots that it opens say breed on them instead of bond like this first slot does. So in the case of something like that, I imagine it's going to be a thing where Comet will eventually go his own separate way. Oh, more frogs! All right, let's attack the frogs. And we've got another frog on the way. There we go. And another frog. There's usually 3 of them I found. And something to note already is that for the most part, Comet is kind of, he's not, like, he helped with the moose fight, he helped with the boar fight, but he's kind of honestly seeming more like he's following Jedrek around looking for scraps a little bit. And so he already is looking like he might be a little bit of a lazy fox who doesn't always like to pull his weight. And if that is the case, then I have a feeling that this alliance may quickly turn sour once Jedrek catches on to that. Jedrek is still very young, and he's a little bit naive. And I feel like as much as is possible in foxes, and we do tend to personify them a little bit in our series here, just because even the game itself is not going to be strictly realistic. So we do add a little bit of personification and anthropomorphization to them, which basically means that we humanize them a bit. We can attribute human thoughts and feelings to them, even though it's probably not that complex in the wild for real foxes. But with that in mind, Jedrek has always struck me as a little bit more naive and not quite so, perhaps not quite as suspicious as he may sometimes need to be. He tends to look for the best in others, and I'm sure we'll find out more about Comet's intentions eventually, but for now, I don't think Jedrek really suspects that he could just be here to try and get an easy ride and to try and get benefit to himself. After all, Jedrek doesn't quite discern that, hey, somebody else might have ulterior motives. We'll go ahead and upgrade that again. I like to upgrade quick healing first because that seems to help out quite a lot. And the other thing we're going to do is we have now unlocked the official coat that we've been using for Jedrek. So we're going to go ahead and switch him to this and keep him with this here, because that's something that's definitely much more suited for him, I feel. And we won't be changing Comet's coat or anything because, remember, he is kind of, he's not an actual, he's not going to be part of the Skulk in the long term, I don't think. And so we're going to just end up probably leaving him much as he is. Ooh, this is not what I meant to do, but I think we're going to swim across because there are wolves there and I don't want to mess with them. But yeah, so I think we're going to end up leaving him much as he is for here, and probably not playing with him all that much except maybe to heal him up, because he's probably not going to end up being an official member of the Skulk. This is an alliance of mutual benefit for the time being, but eventually both of them are going to need to go off and find mates. So let's see, we're going to make our way across here, and we'll see. Also, the one thing I want to check here is I want to go ahead and, it's right here, I think. We'll go ahead and go to the roar, and we'll put the mark of the cheetah here, because that will enable us to run a little bit faster. Is Comet keeping up with us? Wait, what is that? What is that? That's not a tornado, is it? What is happening? Okay, is that actually a tornado? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting out of here. We're getting out of here. That's not something we want to be messing with. I don't know what that is, but I think it might be a small tornado. Definitely not something we want to mess around with. We're going to make our way over this way. And I think it actually is about time to wrap up the episode here. So we'll probably do that. I don't even see anything else to hunt, so I think we're going to go ahead and end off. And we'll leave these two to their hunting and their scavenging, and we'll have to see. What do you guys think Comet's motives are here? What do you think his intentions are? Is he genuine, or is he just here because it helps him and he wants to get as much of a free ride as he can while working off of Jedrek's hard work instead of having to use his own? Definitely tell me what you guys think about Comet and about what his motivation in being here might be, and I will definitely look up for next time whether foxes would really do this in real life, or at least, whoa, 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 okay, we're running, I didn't even see that, Comet, are you following us? We've got to get out of here. I'm just gonna book it because the interesting thing here, I'm gonna pause momentarily. Alright, Comet is here. Wait a second. I'm just going to come back a little bit and look at what we're seeing here, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that fox looked an awful lot like Arion. Could that be a warning sign? Could that be an indication that something here is not quite right? We'll have to see. We will definitely have to see. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and end off this episode here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.